Our previous bariatric vehicle and operation setup was basically something you'd sort of compare to the 19th century. There was a lot of manual handling involved in getting bariatric patients on and off of it.
The Ambulance Service New South Wales in 1998 decided to work with a Australian company, DHS, to come up with a megalift stretcher that could fit into the normal vehicle.
Well, the PLS system is streaks ahead of the old system that we used to use. The moving and lifting that we had to do with the old system, it's not there anymore with this system.
There's no manual handling and no lifting involved.
The stretcher automatically is fed into the ambulance and fed out of the ambulance without any manual labour at all.
And it's a quicker system and more enjoyable for the patient as well.
It's a lot more comfortable for the patients. The whole operation is no manual handling, everything is push button and ease of operation. The feedback we get is that it's a lot better and they feel safer and more secure than they did with the other system, and for them it's a lot less movement and their dignity is protected a bit more.
The fact that we're not having to physically load and unload this stretcher with a patient on it has got to save us some accumulative injuries in the future.
It's a big step ahead for us.
Even though we call it our bariatric response unit, it's truly used for both bariatric patients but also complex patients.
So we're now using it for CBR patients, intensive care retrieval patients, splinting type patients that don't fit into a normal vehicle.
I like the fact that the stretcher doesn't appear to be hindered with additional weight on it. It moves around on its wheels just as easily without a patient on it as it is with a patient on it.
It's a bigger stretcher too, it's wider so the patient's more comfortable.
The stretcher itself is great, especially with the new redesign now of using carbon fibre technology. It makes it lighter and more user-friendly.
Certainly the fact that we can carry the patient as well as the equipment, which our old system didn't allow us to do, is a big plus.
The accessibility of getting the new stretcher to a position of a patient is a lot better than the old one.
This new stretcher is able to be lowered all the way down to floor height.
I love the way we can weigh patients. That has a use for, particularly for hospitals or any health facility that needs to accept this patient.
We can now carry patients up to 500 kilos in much more comfort.
I think the largest patient we've picked up and transported is in excess of 350 kilos. When we first started, that would have taken us at least a couple of our crew, so that's 4 staff, as well as possibly the assistance of the Metropolitan Fire Service to get that patient onto a stretcher and into an ambulance. Now with this stretcher, you can do that with just yourself and possibly another crew at the most.
It has created opportunities for me as a woman working with the bariatric team.
The staff on our bariatric response team are merit selected and none of the criteria requests that they be built like rugby players.
The work isn't limiting because of your size or gender or physical, it's more about your patient care and ease of work.
The staff love it. They fight over between the old vehicles and the new vehicles because the new vehicles makes it more user-friendly like a normal ambulance.
By just having a normal crew with one vehicle, one stretcher that's specialised for their needs, means that the patient's dignity is certainly intact, and that's a big part of it. I mean, at the end of the day, everything we do is about best patient outcome.